is up, everyone? My name's Adam with the Lavin Real Estate Group and Next Home Synergy. Hey, I'm here today with some quick tips. I have 5 tips on getting your house ready for the spring and summer months. Particularly if you were a first-time home buyer over the fall and winter months and you're just kind of, you know, peeling yourself out of the winter and wondering, hey, what do I need to do? What do I need to worry about? I've never owned a home before. So these are things that not only do I show to clients as we're showing houses during this time of year to check to see if the sellers have kept up with these things, it's a great thing for you to keep track of as the owner of the house to make sure that you're getting the most out of your house, that you're keeping your energy bills as low as possible, and you're keeping any long-term maintenance costs pushed off as far as possible, and just keeping your home safe overall. So the number one big thing, particularly in Pennsylvania, that you want to check when you come out of the winter months is your roof. So the issue is that, as we go through the crazy Pennsylvania winters, a lot of ice and snow and freezing rain and everything like that falls up there. We have crazy winds. People are putting decorations all over the place. So things can happen. And then just a change in temperature, things can warp and things get out of place essentially. So what we want to do is either hire a professional if you're not comfortable going up there, or go up there yourself. Just take a look around. You want to make sure that there's no shingles that look like they've slid out of place, that they're missing completely. You don't see any nails popping up anywhere. Anything, if you have any pipes, ventilation pipes up there, or if you have chimneys at all around the chimney, that everything still appears to be sealed and in good repair. There's nothing, rusted up there or anything like that. And then also the gutters. Big thing that happens, the fall goes into the winter and it's too cold to kind of go out there and get that last gutter clean done. And the leaves and pine needles and everything else fall up there, kind of clog it up. So you want to make sure that it's cleared out. And then also I would suggest running a hose up there. And 2 things. One, making sure that the water actually goes out through your gutter system. But then additionally, check the path of the water once it goes out of your gutter system and make sure that everything's connected properly and that it's also moving away from your house. That's the whole point of the gutter system, is to make sure that it's moving away from your house and graded through your lawn properly, and that it's not pulling anywhere against the foundation or dripping down the front of your house or back of your house anywhere, because a couple things. One, it can ruin the facade of your house. 2, it can drip into windows and doors and actually ruin the integrity and the structure of those, which can cause moisture issues, mold issues, and then actually the issue of replacing these things, which is extremely more expensive than just clearing some leaves out. And then in terms of the path of the water, so we want to make sure that it's going away from the house and it's not pulling anywhere around the house, because if that water just sits there, particularly after a heavy rain, over time it can actually break down the integrity of your foundation and you can have a major issue down the road. So not something everybody always thinks about, but definitely something you want to do. Probably the most important thing as you move into the spring and summer months. Number 2 is outdoor plumbing. So this kind of falls in line with that, but as the temperature changes, humidity changes, everything like that, the ice forms and doesn't, thaws out. It can cause issues with outdoor plumbing. Now, I would suggest 2 things. One is that, you check all of the outdoor plumbing, like the faucets and things like that. If you have any pool or hot tub equipment outside, make sure all of that is still in good working repair after the winter months. But then also, if all the leaks and everything there are okay, I would also suggest just running all the water in the house as well as running the water outside kind of all at the same time. And particularly if you have a basement or a finished basement, just kind of listening and checking all of the plumbing or anywhere the plumbing might be running in the basement, because as those outside pipes that were against your walls, particularly if you have a basement that you didn't heat constantly or is against a cold wall, those can expand and contract and get small pinholes in them, and it can turn into a bigger leak that you really don't know about until you're out there one day doing yard work or the kids turn on the faucet and just kind of let it run. and now all of a sudden you have a pool in your basement instead of outside. So definitely something you want to check out, look at. It's usually an easy fix, particularly with like the outdoor faucets. You can either seal them up or just kind of flip them out. Or I would strongly suggest also, if you have any pinholes or anything like that, getting a certified plumber that can come in and do a great weld job to ensure that you have everything taken care of as you move into the next year of owning your house. Number 3 is sidewalks and walkways. Obviously, concrete's going to expand and contract. If it was installed properly, they install cracks in there so that it can kind of do that, particularly in Pennsylvania. But you want to make sure that no huge cracks have formed or that any elevation is off at this point. Because as people, are walking around the neighborhood, if you have any sidewalks or if you have kids or elderly parents that stop by, you don't want anybody to get hurt for any reason at all. So if it's a small crack, usually you can solve that issue with either a silicone sealer that you can get at like Home Depot or Lowe's. They also sell actual concrete filler if you want to go that route. Or if the issue is a little bit, more expansive, I would suggest kind of staying ahead of something like that, particularly if you're in a township, and calling out a actual concrete company. The reason you really don't want to go ahead and do that yourself, even though, if you know what you're doing, it's not a crazy job, is a lot of the townships in the area often have different zoning permits that need to get done and construction permits. And it's kind of easier if you just have somebody come out and do it that already works with the townships, and they can make it super easy for you. If you want to go that route and do it yourself, give me a call and I can get you in contact with the people from the township that can come out and do those inspections for you. But generally it's easier to just have somebody else do it and kind of keep it going. Number 4 is any outdoor wood. So wood is super expensive. The price of lumber over the last couple of years has gone up and up and up and up. So if you have any outdoor wood, retaining walls, any edging that's been done, shutters, the work around, woodwork around doors or any porches, decks, the best thing you can do is preventative maintenance. Sanding and then a water sealant or new paint can go miles. Makes everything look fresh for you as an owner, and then also it's going to prolong the life of the wood far greater than if you just kind of let it go. It's generally not too costly. It's usually, you can get it done in a weekend for a couple $100 versus installing a new deck right now is probably like $12,000 to $15,000 just because of the price of materials. Plus if you need any labor in there as well, it just kind of keeps going up. So definitely a great preventative maintenance. The other thing too, particularly with decks or any outdoor patio area, you want to check to make sure that no rusty nails or anything like that popped up, or splinters have occurred, especially if you have dogs or kids that are going to be running around outside. You don't have to worry about splinters while you're enjoying dinner one night. So definitely something to think about and kind of keep an eye out for. And then number 5 are doors and windows. So just like with everything else, moisture can get into doors and windows and destroy the sealant that goes around them. Moisture can get particularly into double pane windows and cause issues. You want to check the sweeps of the doors and just all the sealing, not just around the physical window, but also the box of the window that goes against the house. That's a huge area where not only moisture could get in and cause a mold issue down the road, but also is a pretty common entrance for house flies and other insects that can, either get in there and cause damage or get into your actual house, which nobody wants bugs in the house. So just something to think about in terms of that. The other thing too is Pennsylvania summers get super hot. And the more heat that you can keep, out of the house and also your air conditioning inside the house, the better off you will be. And then that also leads me to my last bonus tip. We'll call it tip number 6. I strongly suggest you call out a HVAC company around this time of year. Now, my big suggestion is that you just set up a program with whoever is servicing your HVAC system so that they come out on a regular basis. But if you haven't done that yet, you haven't set one up, now's a great time. They'll come out and make sure that the efficiency of your air conditioning units are up to par, that the outside unit is working properly, sealed properly, and installed properly. You don't have any issues in terms of electrical work. And then also the inside unit is ready to go. The filters have been switched out. You have great air moving throughout your house. And you're not just running the unit, nonstop and not actually getting the cold air to where it needs to go. So, huge thing in terms of your comfort, but also in terms of saving money. And that's one of those things that honestly, it's a tip that I'm going to bring up every single season if you haven't done so already. But one of the best things you can do to save yourself money in the long run is to set up an annual program with these HVAC companies where they'll come out every 3 to 4 months and just kind of do a check and a tune-up for you, make sure all the parts are working properly, your filters are switched out, your family's breathing in clean air, and you're living comfortably. So if you have any questions about any of this, if you want to throw anything in that you think I missed, or if you need help with finding any vendors in your area that work in these particular areas, certainly give me a call. I'd love to help you out. My number is 610-442-9371, or you can email me at the email address below. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.